that grabs your attention, we can practice that. Okay, so you'll have a lot of like, you can kind of customize this lesson however you want. All right. So the first thing that I got good at was defense. Okay, before I even like really got to learn positions, my coach would put me in bad positions, like the arm bar, for example, was something that we practiced a lot, like just not getting arm barred. Another thing was like not getting mounted. We practiced that a lot. Was starting in side mount and the techniques you learn to stop the mount from happening. Another thing, and this was like something I learned in the first week of jiu-jitsu, and something that like Dean reiterated later as a black belt to me, and I use it all the time. And it was something that I learned so early in jiu-jitsu that I forgot how good I was at it. It's something that you just do so second nature, and it's something that Dean showed me, and we'll go over that. But first and foremost was the defensive stuff. Block chokes, escape stuff. Mostly like defending and escaping submissions. Okay, that was first and foremost. Then it was like, okay, stopping positions. Stopping what positions? Stopping side mounts. Never letting my guard get past. Having an unpassable guard became huge. Okay, not getting mounted, not getting my back taken, obviously all that stuff. Then it's like, okay, once you have that foundation of defense, now you're ready to start attacking. Okay, and my first attack series was closed guard. That was always my game. When I was white and blue belt, it was like, okay, let's get this dude into closed guard, and what can we do from there? Okay, after I got good at closed guard, I started getting good at half guard. Okay, I got to the point where after like 2 years of every attack I went for, every time I shook hands and clapped with somebody, I would pull them into my closed guard and look for the attacks from there, and we'll go over that. That became boring. I always think like after every 3 months, I'm onto some new shit. You know, like Dean was saying, omoplata. I remember there was like 3 months where I was like, okay, dude, I'm confused by omoplata. I can't have that. I'm a fucking purple belt. I can't be a purple belt and be confused about omoplata. That's ridiculous. So I went 3 months where every time I shook hands with somebody, I tried my damnedest to get into omoplata and work the variations, work the whatever sweeps, work the submissions. And after 3 months, I felt like I had it, and I was bored of it, and I was ready to move on to something else. Okay, so that's kind of like how my game evolved. Is every 3 months or whatever time period, I move on to something else. I would hyper focus on something for a certain amount of time, become so good at it, I got bored of it, move on to next subject. So the first thing I was good at, sit in my closed guard here, was open your knees and sit low and have posture, spine up straight. Good. The first thing, you see how I'm trying to pull your posture going, right? And you're leaning back, right? Let's say don't lean back. Let me pull your posture. That feels wrong, doesn't it? Yeah. Right? This was like the first attack I was good at, was get closed guard. You see how you're like collapsing on your legs? Yeah, support yourself. Good. You guys see how I'm teaching him? You're gonna have to learn how to do this shit as jiu-jitsu students. Eventually you're gonna have somebody that you have to teach too. You're gonna be showing moves on them, and they're gonna be falling over, and you're gonna have to be like, hey dog, straighten yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Like teaching is part of learning. So I need Dorian to be with good posture there. That's why I'm kind of moving him around and seeing if he'll just fall over real easy, which he's not now. He's made the adjustments. Good. So the first thing that I got good at was breaking posture to 2 underhooks. Okay? I love this. I think this is a very good first attack to have because it does 2 things. 1, it's good jiu-jitsu wise. 2, it's good self-defense wise. This is a great way to stop somebody from punching you to death. Okay, I could also stop him from headbutting me to death. Okay, if I get my 2, if he's sitting up straight here, right, good posture, sit up straight, throw some light punches to my face, right, boom, or like a big old bomb, reach back and throw a big old bomb. These could kill you, right? One of those from somebody even your size, let alone somebody bigger, right? 1 or 2 of those could kill you. So there's that aspect of it. The other aspect is that it's a good jiu-jitsu attack. So using my legs, break posture, getting 2 underhooks. This was my first attack I learned, okay? Now, Dorian, kind of sit your butt back a little bit. Good. Don't let me break your posture. Try to straighten up. Pull me up, all the way up. Good. Okay, let's do that again, watch. Posture up, posture up. I'm gonna break your posture with 2 underhooks. Now pull me back again, pull me back. That was my first sweep attack that I got good at, all right? Getting double underhooks from closed guard, breaking that posture, and getting to this spot here. See, now if I can just take his back, I will. Pull your knees up underneath you. Yep, yep. You see how I'm heavy? You see how it's hard to do that? That's because I'm making you bear my weight. Now you guys will see this attack right here, right? What I like to do is get his arm to go across my face like that, so I can hit flower. Here's flower leads to gift wrap, which leads to the back. Okay? So, is anybody in here good at that a little bit? Does anybody kind of notice that they're good at doing that? Some of you guys? Right? Like that happens in jiu-jitsu. You'll find out after like 3 months you have a move. You're like, yo, that's that shit I do. I'm good at that one thing. Right? And you can build your game off that one thing. You know what I'm saying? Until you get to like brown belt. Once you get to brown belt, that one thing shit don't work no more. You have to have everything. You have to be a student of the game and be good at all this shit. I got to like purple belt, winning almost every match with just that shit right there. Getting closed guard, being way better at getting underhooks than the dude, and either climbing to the back or hitting that sweep. But then, like I said, when I got to purple and brown belt, that shit wasn't happening anymore. So I started to get good at half guard. Okay, so here's what would happen. So Dorian, lay on your back and put your close guard around you. Okay, so Dorian, use your close guard and break my posture. Wonderful. Do it again, buddy. Go ahead. You see, you can be just as good at not getting posture broken as you can be as breaking posture. Right? I'm a master of both ends of that. Break my posture, Dorian. Wonderful. Lock double underhooks on me. Great. Yeah, lock your hands together, man. Good. Now, connect your head to me. Good. So that you don't take your head away from me. Wow. Yeah. Break your shit. Get close to me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This is good for stopping big punches. Can I hit him? Yes. But what, like wait for a second. Compared to this, ooh, dead. You know what I'm saying? Get the double underhooks on me. Connect your head. Good. Okay. Whatever. You can take a bunch of these. I could put more power, obviously, on it, but just for demonstration purposes. Okay, now Dorian, with your hands locked, I want you to keep your hands locked and widen out your elbows like that. Flare those elbows out. You see what this does to me? Keep going higher. Now look, I want you to raise your elbows, bring your hands from my lower back up by my neck. Because you feel how you can block me here? Now I want you to kick your legs straight out. Like that. Now roll me to mouth. Hey, attaboy. Attaboy. Let me try it now. So this was my first attack I got good at, you guys. Was getting close guard on a motherfucker, security close guard, breaking a posture and getting 2 underhooks. If I can get one arm across while my hands are still locked. Let me show you that again, because that's hard. I show that to people and they struggle with that a lot. Is getting 2 underhooks. Connecting my head so he can't headbutt me, so he can't punch me. Now watch how I keep my hands locked, but I get one, look, I unlock guard, look, like 10 things are happening at once. So that can happen. Now the way he's positioned, like Dorian, get up onto your knees. Get your knees up underneath you. That's right. That's right. Get back to where you were again. Lay your legs out like you were a second ago. I'm just gonna fucking roll you. Right? But if you widen your knees out, I'm not just gonna roll you. Right? So I have the option of going to the back. And taking it back. You need to be good at that shit right there. Okay? So next part of my game, that was first part of the game. And by the way, that leads to like 50 things. That's a whole giant subject you can study right there. Okay? That's a whole giant subject you can study. You can be like, posture up, on your knees. Good. I can break posture, get the 2, right? And lead it to arm crunch. Right? Get your knees up underneath you, buddy. Right? I can go from here, I can come out here and start attacking this arm here. There's many options off that style of guard attack. Alright? So for some of you, maybe that's review. For purple and brown belts, that should be review. If you're a white belt, that might be a be your game. That might be your close guard game. If you're like, yo, I get close guard, what do? Get 2 underhooks and start wiggling around with it. Okay, let me show you the options again. Is close guard, right? Good. Posture up. Good. I break the posture, right? Can I get his arm over my head right there? Look, if he's gonna roll, he'll roll. He'll get up onto his knees. He'll get up onto his knees. That's where I'm gonna keep the connection. Bury this motherfucker right here. And now you get this cool option here. All this cool shit happens. Dorian, pull your right arm out. Pull it out all the way, right into a triangle. It's classic. That's nothing new. That's all old jiu-jitsu right there. This is all shit you can find for free on YouTube. You guys really don't even need me here. You know what I'm saying? Right? So now what started happening was, okay, close guard and sit. Good. Now with a hand or an elbow, dig in and push my leg down. Good. Now step your knee all the way over that shit. And your foot all the way over to you. Good. Do that again, buddy. Okay, so this became next. It was like, okay, guard. Dude's not posture break. I can't break dude's posture. And they're starting to unlock my shit. Okay, now I gotta be good at this underhook, step over. I gotta be good at getting here to this game. Okay, and this is nothing new again. Getting to coyote guard. Don't fall when I do this. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. It's impossible to stop it. Impossible. Right? That was the next part of my game that I got good at. Alright? Now watch, lay on your back. Here's what happens. Close guard. This is where I ran into deep half guard now. This is where my game really became special. Was when this problem, when I had to solve this problem. Okay, when the guy goes, whatever it is, I'm not afraid to use my elbow personally. A lot of people tell you that's cheap. I have no issue. Keep your guard locked, right? Like, because if I just push it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you can be a little stronger on that. Good. 14 years old, he's strong, right? But if I go, I have no issues. I don't care if you get a bruise and complain later. I will unlock your guard that way. So whatever it is, maybe they're just strong enough to just make that happen. When they step over, lock half guard on me, Dorian. Great. Okay, now here's the problem. They get cross face, okay, and they go mount like that. Okay? The first thing you learn how to do, Dorian, is lock your thighs around my heel right there. Lock your thighs. Yes, so that my foot doesn't peel out. Lock that shit tight. That's right. That's right. Harder. Don't let my foot slip out of this though. You see, that's what I'm trying to do. And this was the problem that gave me the deep half guard solution. Lock your guard on me. Okay, it's when the opponent would go, boom, step over this shit, cross face, and start going mount. Now you see, Dorian, if you keep your thighs locked on my foot, pinch your thighs. My foot won't slip out. Unpinch your thighs for a second. Trouble. Does that make sense? Right? This right here. I hated this shit. Lock your guard on me, bud. Close guard. Good. Good. And the guy goes, cross face from hell. Right? Now when this happens, Dorian, I want you to keep right there. Good. And you can even, with your hands, block my cross face. Block that cross face. Right? But let's say, whatever, they fucking swim through, they get that shit. Right? Get your elbows in here. Good. Because now, if you can bring your knees up high, Dorian, right, then it makes it harder. They have to push through. And look, you see where you're keeping. See if my foot slips out. Good, buddy. That's right. That's right. If he just lets my foot slip out, let me have it now. The foot's gonna slip out and he's gonna get mounted. Okay. So I'm gonna walk you through this, Dorian, and I'll show you guys where deep half guard comes in there. Okay. Where the next part of my game evolved to. Widen your knees. Good. That's right. That spot right there. Okay. Go ahead. Unlock. Step over. Doesn't matter which side. Now this arm, hug my head. Great. And dig your shoulder into my face. Drive your shoulder. That's right, boy. Now with your other hand, push my knee down and drive your right leg through into mount. All the way. Good. Do it again. That's the problem right there. The first thing you learn, I used to have a name for this shit that made absolutely no sense. And then I learned it's called quarter guard. Okay, the original name I called it was, oh shit, he's gonna mount me. hold on to the foot for dear life guard. Oh shit, he's gonna mount me, hold on to the foot for dear life guard. And I was like, man, there's gotta be a better name for that. It's quarter guard, right? So let me show you that part. Is when I'm in close guard and Dorian unlocks one side, steps over it, gets cross face, good. And now pushes my knee down and starts driving to mount. This part right here is where I was telling you, keep the pressure on me. This is where I was telling Dorian to pinch his thighs right here. Okay, because if I unpinch and his foot steps over, that's mount. Stay where you were, put the foot back where it was. Okay, so right here, I used to call this, oh shit, he's gonna mount me, hold on to the foot for dear life guard. Okay, because if his foot doesn't clear through there, there's no mount. All right, so it's like, yeah, he could punch me in the face and stuff here. This is a pretty bad spot in many ways. He can Ezekiel choke me, but he hasn't passed my guard. I still have that foot. So this is where I started learning to like get my arms in, twist my hips in a manner that's gonna make his leg position like so. Okay, because now you see my right arm doing its thing to get in here, and my other hand pushing on him, because look, I'm gonna come right here. And then this becomes the easiest sweep in the motherfucking world. And I say that with confidence, okay? So, that was my answer to that. Do this again. Close guard, widen your base, push it down, step over. Boom, cross base, hold me tight, push the knee, push the knee. I started learning if I could get this arm here, right, and attack Dorian's right leg here, I can start barrel rolling right there. It's literally that easy. Okay, so that was the first way I learned how to use that, was as a way to stop the mount. Okay, then I started like purposely doing this shit. So it would be like this, like stand up, Dorian. I started purposely letting people mount me. Normally in this situation, get past my legs, Dorian. Go ahead, pass my guard. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to like, no, grab my shit, go ahead. No, no. Try to walk around my guard. You're supposed to have like an active, like unpassable guard, right? Until I do something like this. Mount me, Dorian, mount me. And you just gave me that deep half guard. Sweet, right? It's all about your opponent wants the mount position. Okay, their eagerness to mount you from all kinds of positions will open up this deep half guard. Okay, and that was like pinnacle. That was where my game reached mastery. Okay, it started as a defensive thing, and then I started purposely putting myself there. Like one, for example, that I do is a knee shield position, like this. Okay, and Dorian, kind of don't fall over, stay centered. Good. Don't lean too far forward, so I can't do that. You see that? Good. Stay centered. Yeah. When this happens, okay, is I find this grip on his ankle, and now I'll allow Dorian to mount me. Go ahead, step over to mount, because he just gave me that sweep. I have all kinds of examples of this. Okay, I have all kinds of ways of setting that up. Like another one is Dorian, sit on your knees and side mount me here. When I'm side mounted, okay, is I reach in and I get this grip right here. Now when he steps over to mount me, it's actually a sweep for me. Okay? So when I got to this guard, this deep half guard, I realized that it wasn't like a system. It was a position with a bunch of random moves. Okay? Get to the position and do random move. But then I started realizing after like 3 years of that shit, of studying this position, that it works best when I'm not just doing random moves. There's an initial, what do they call it? Kazushi? Off balancing. There's an initial off balancing that I do that like 99% of the time when I start my sweep with this, it leads to something. Compared to get to that position, try random move A or random move R or whatever the fuck, the random move Z. It's like, nah, dog, you always start with A. You always start with A. Once I realized that you always start with A, it like was a light in the tunnel for me. I wasn't lost anymore. Okay, so the basic idea is, Dorian, sit right next to me right here like this, just like I am. Good, make some space. Give a little, scoot over a little bit. Good. Okay, your opponent will be atop you like this. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that the deep half guard, the way that I sweep people, it's all based off pulling the knee, copy me here,
pulling that knee to the ground and how your opponent responds to that. That has to be the first thing you do. Okay? If you just try to do random moves without first pulling that knee down, you're making a mistake. Okay? So Dorian, lay on your back, right here in the middle, please. And elbows in. Good, knees up in your chest. Just like that. So, just like that, don't move. You'll be like this with your partner. And you guys have probably seen this before, in your arms. If you've seen deep half guard, this is starting to make sense, right? Okay? The whole thing is Dorian's right bicep. Dorian's right bicep is behind my thigh. That's where it wants to be. Okay? By pushing, Dorian, your right bicep behind my thigh, give me your arm. By pushing it in that direction, okay, what it does is it forces my knee towards the ground. You see that? You see that, buddy? Mm. How they respond to that is going to tell you which one of 3 moves you should be doing. And once I realized that, I was like, oh my God, it's only 3 moves? Right? Because like, dude, doesn't jiu-jitsu seem overwhelming? You're like, oh wait, I thought it was 40 moves. Like, nah, dog, it's 3. There's only 3 options. Doesn't that give you hope? Right? So the whole thing is like Dorian, don't let that happen. How would you stop that? By pinching your knees. That's right. Now also keep your knees higher into your chest. That's right. Okay, now I want to feel your right bicep. Let me have your arms here. I want to feel your right bicep driving in that direction. Okay, that direction, so that you get up onto your knees. Go for it. That's the first sweep right there. Okay, do that again. Rewind the tape.